Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop and welcome to the February 2025 shop update. Doing it kind of early this month. So regular viewers of mine might be thinking, workshop looks different, and you'd be absolutely right. So what I've done is, this is what used to be the art room. This is what I'd set up as the art room. But it's a fair bit bigger than what was my workshop, and I needed more space, and I deliberately set the art room up minimalist so it doesn't need as much space. So I've literally swapped them over. I've moved everything out from this that was the art room into what was the workshop and vice versa. So yeah, I've got probably an extra 10 square meters in this room. I mean, they're the same width, and this one is around about 5 meters, and this one is about 2 meters longer. So yeah, I've effectively got approximately an extra 10 square meters, which doesn't sound a lot, but it has made quite a bit of difference. So let me just show you around quickly. So I've got my this is the front of the shop, and I've got what few remaining guitars I've got left, the electric guitars at the front here, and I've got my workstation set up here. Basically exactly the same as it was before, just in a different room. It does still look kind of cluttered, but everything's where I need it. I know where everything is, and you know, it just works better. So up here, I've got my laser engraving station. So all along that wall, I've got my workbenches set up, and that works for me quite well. And then at the back here, there's some of my instruments down there. At the back, I've got these cupboards, which I've put all my tools on that were on the shelves in the back room, in the other room. Now, again, it is... It's pretty crammed in. These cupboards don't offer as much storage space as those shelves did, but and I might well get some more cupboards like this and put over to the side, because it's pretty. I don't really like it like this. Everything's just crammed in. You know, there's my power tools, or most of them. It's kind of crammed in, and I don't really like it, so I'll probably get some more cupboards like this and put over this side. Again, there's some more of my instruments there, a couple of little games. And then all down this side I've got the bags and the cases for the mandolins and the violins. I've got this little thing here. I say little, it's huge and it's heavy. So back to the front again. So in the middle, I've now got all of the instruments, pretty much the same as it was before: violins, mandolins, some of my handmade instruments, and then the drum kit and all of the ukuleles in the back there with strings and accessories. So, you know, overall, I've got a fair bit more space. As I said, about an extra 10 square meters, which has made quite a bit of difference actually. And then you can see here we've got a door at the back. So I've got another back room, which is where I've got all the heavy machinery. There's my compressor down there, and my machine workbenches. It's a mess right now. Again, you know, there just isn't enough space in here, that's the problem. And I've got my airbrush station set up there. Really isn't enough space in here, but I'll sort it out. It's fine for now. It's usable, that's the main thing. So this is the view from the back of the shop. Okay. So yeah, you know, a fair bit more space, and it's much easier because, you know, you've got much more room to walk around. And, you know, customers for looking around the instruments. I've got plenty of space on my workbenches. It is much better. So heading out and looking next door to what was the workshop. It actually still got the sign the signs up there, I haven't changed those yet. But yeah, I deliberately set this up minimalist because again I want, you know, students to have space to move around. I've even stripped off the wallpaper from in there and brought it all in here. Most of it anyway. So that's the same, and then, you know, we've still got these things, and I'll put the little tables down here along one side wall, and the other side I've got the easels and some more of those, and the tables and stools in the middle as before. Now that area, that thing, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to redo the lighting in there because you can see there's a lot of shadow. So I'm going to redo the lighting around the edge so that it kind of shines more into it. And I'm going to use that as an art display area. You know, some of the students' artwork, whether it's paintings, drawings, you know, models and things. I might put the shelves back up in there. And in the back room, I haven't put the light on in there yet. So, you know, this was another thing that was quite handy for the art room with the sink and running water here. And I've kept this quite minimalist. I've got my sofa there. And the shelves that I did have my tools on is now all the accessories and things for the art room. So that works quite well. Now, this wall along here is completely bare. So I am going to take some of the stuff out of my workshop rear room and put in here, try and keep it nice and tidy. But just to, you know, because it's very crammed in my workshop back room at the moment. So I've got to sort that out. But like I said, as it is at the moment, I can use it. I can use all the machines in there. So it's not a big problem. I just don't like clutter and mess, which is a problem. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I needed more space in the workshop /shop. So I just decided to swap it all around. And to be honest, the wallpaper I did sort of between lessons over the weekend, and then all of this, moving all of this, believe it or not, I did in one day, on Monday. Took me about 9 hours. And then I spent a couple of hours on Tuesday and again on Wednesday, today is Thursday, sorting out everything at the back because it was just all in boxes and piled up, and all the hand tools and power tools that I had to put in the cupboards back there. So that took me a few hours as well. So probably spent, you know, including the wallpaper, probably a good sort of 15-20 hours on this over several days. But it's been worth it, you know. However, having said all of that and done all of that, I do have a little bit of news. Is it or isn't it, actually? We are considering moving to another premises. You know, we've been here for coming up 5 years now, and we've been quite happy with it, mostly. The problem with this particular mall that we're in, it's not enclosed and it's not air conditioned, so it's not very popular with customers. Unless there's some event going on, we've got a snooker club here, and we've got like a bar, restaurant type place, and sometimes either one of those will host some kind of event, and when that happens there's quite a lot of people here. But of course they're not interested in learning English, buying guitars, having laser engraving done. They're not here for that, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference. Actually, we've also got something that's fairly newly opened, I guess you call it a gymnastics centre, that kind of thing. They've only been here for a few weeks, and they sometimes have, you know, events that bring people in. But you know, with the school language centre, not school, our language centre is doing very well. We've got well over 100 students, probably 150 now, and we employ 10 teachers plus 4 helper staff, and we're pretty busy most of the time, especially at the weekends. So it is doing well. You know, we've got no complaints on that department. We pay all our bills on time and all the salaries. We don't really have much money left over, but we're not in any debt. You know, everything's paid up to date. So it is doing pretty well. As for the shop, you know, this shop, could do better, let's put it that way. And, you know, we've got our Flash franchise as well, the parcel delivery service. That's doing pretty well, but we don't make a lot of profit on that because it's a franchise. You know, we make a percentage profit, and it's not much. We couldn't live on it, put it that way. So all in all, we're doing pretty well. We've had a couple of problems. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to go into any details. And it's, you know, we are thinking about moving to another premises. It's not going to be happening just yet, but it might happen. It might happen within the next year. I don't know yet. We haven't fully decided. It was only literally in the past couple of days we were thinking about this. So it may or may not happen. Obviously, I'll keep you updated on any progress or developments on that score. And as I said, it's not going to be happening, you know, this week, next week, or anything like that. But we haven't really decided yet. We just think maybe that, you know, if we move to a different premises, we might start to do better. And for one reason or another, we've got a little bit, you know, tired of this place. And you know, we're thinking about it, so not sure yet. Anyway, that aside, so one of the things I've just shown you, let's check this battery's all right. Battery is not good actually. My laser engraving station here. Well, I haven't got the extraction system. That's still next door. But I've got the sort of the motor part of it here, and the extension pipe and everything. So I'm going to need to make a hole in the wall up there to bring the pipe from next door through the wall here, so that I can set up my extraction system. It's not urgent right now because I'm not doing a lot of the engraving, laser engraving, but that's one job I will need to do fairly soon. And inside this room, the walls are plasterboard, and inside the room next door, the art room, are also plasterboard. But between them, we've got a solid, I guess you call it cinder block or breeze block wall, and so I'll need something to, you know, make a hole through that. And you know, I've got a lump hammer and a bolster and, you know, that kind of thing, but it's tedious and it takes a long time. So I bought a new tool for that job, not just for that job, but it will be really useful for that job. And it is an air chisel. Haven't tried it yet, so I don't know if my compressor's bad enough for it, but we'll see. And it came with 4 attachments. So we've got just a flat edge chisel, and there's another flat edge with a notch in the middle of it. And we've got this kind of V-shaped chisel, and I'm going to call it a bullet point. I mean, it might be, you know, considered a punch or something like that. So it's got these 4 attachments. And I think the compressor will run this fine. I might still get the same problem as with the orbital sander, where, you know, the pressure drops fairly quickly. But it should be fine, because these are not the kind of tools that you use over a prolonged period of time. It tends to be short bursts. So it should be fine for that, but I will need to try it first. That's pretty much the only tool, gadget and or gizmo I've bought recently, so there's not much else to show. But you know, it is a job that needs to be done. I needed to get a decent tool to do it. Much quicker, much easier, a bit noisier, but you know, it will be done in a few minutes really. So that's, oh wait, one more thing. So I did say before that I'm going to start doing luthier technique videos starting this year, showing various jobs, how to do various jobs on guitars, etc. Now, I've had this guitar in from a customer. Nothing spectacular. It's an Overspeed, which I think is a I think it's a designed by Japan. It says so, designed in Japan, but they're made in China. So it's a cheap guitar, but they're okay. They're quite good. And you think, well, what's wrong with it? That's what's wrong with it. The bridge is lifting off. So it's in for a bridge removal and replacement. And it's going to have new strings as well. The customer requested, could I put electric guitar strings on this when I've done the job? Now, I kind of agree with that, and so I'm going to, because, you know, electric guitar strings tend to be a bit thinner and there's less tension, which is, I think, what this needs. Now, I don't know how well you're going to see it, but my concern with this, you know, the bridge is lifting off here, a very common thing, but I can see a belly bulge here, and I'm a bit concerned that there might be a problem inside the guitar with perhaps one or more of the braces. So let me just get my straight edge and see what we're looking at there. Yeah, you can see it's a fairly substantial hump in the middle because of the amount of space we've got either side. So that's not great. So I'm going to need to take a look inside the guitar to see what's going on, see if we've got a loose, broken or missing brace inside. I don't think so. You can't hear any rattling, but I'll take a look because I need to address that problem before I put the bridge back on. So that's going to be the first of my luthier technique videos, removing and reattaching a guitar bridge, which should be pretty interesting. So I'm going to quit the waffling now because my battery is getting very low, and I will see you in my first luthier technique video, which is this. Okay, so in the meantime, please look after yourselves, look after each other, and we will see you soon. Peace out.